feeling of invincibility is something all players have felt at some point. We've all had the run where things just die the instant they spawn in, or it feels like we haven't taken damage in a long while. Today I aim to explain what I feel is the best item combo to consistently get that sense of invincibility. Wages is what I'm calling the item combo of Weeping Fungus and Aegis. You may be asking, Aegis, it's a good item, but it hardly makes you feel invincible unless you have a crazy amount of healing. And I'd say you're right. It's not the best on its own, and it takes a little investment to make work. However, in the most recent DLC, we got a brand new item that synergizes very well with Aegis. The Weeping Fungus is a new Void tier item from the Survivors of the Void DLC. Wungus, which is what I'll be referring to it as from now on, is the corrupted version of the Bustling Fungus, or Bungus. While Bungus is really only good on the Engineer because, well, turrets, Wungus gives a fantastic healing option to all survivors. Wungus's effect reads as, while the holder sprints, heal the holder for 2% plus 2% per stack of their maximum health per second. Now that's pretty good on its own. Get a few Bungus early on, find a Void Cradle, and boom, off to the races. Just sprint away from any danger, never have to worry about healing ever again. Now, how does all of that sync well with Aegis? Well, Aegis is a red or legendary tier item introduced in the Scorching Acres update that gives you a barrier when healing past full. The specifics of this are, if the holder receives healing while their health is full, they gain barriers equal to 50% plus 50% per stack of the healed amount. After hearing that, you can see why healing from doing something as simple as sprinting, combined with being given a barrier from said healing, can be pretty strong. Based off some of the testing I've done, you'll notice you'll start maintaining and very slowly gaining your shield at 4 stacks of Wungus, which gives you 8% HP per second and 2% of that 8% as shields. You'll also start noticeably gaining shields at 5 stacks, which gives you 10% HP and 5% shields. Getting a rejuvenation rack will obviously make this a lot easier, and you only need about 2 or 3 Wungus to start gaining shields. This is all dependent on how much HP you have total, as like stated before, Wungus heals based on your character's current max health. Now that was a lot of data and a lot of explanation, so to get a break from numbers, I'm going to go over some of the characters that I think work best with this combo. The characters that I think truly work best with this are Acrid as one, because they're a very mobile character, and you're going to be in melee range a lot when using your primary, so having that shield to protect you and that barrier will be excellent. Bandit is another one, not because of their primary or passives or anything, but because of their utility ability. Smoke Bomb making you disappear and being able to sprint out of harm's way or behind an enemy meshes very well with Wages. Constantly healing while being invisible and not taking any damage means you're going to constantly be able to regenerate your shield. Very strong. Huntress is another great abuser of this combo and might even be the best. Her whole shtick is being able to sprint and shoot at the same time, plus she's one of the squishiest characters in the game, so being able to sprint, shoot, heal, and gain extra health through barriers is just a crazy cool combo. Those are the characters I think work the absolute best with Wages. They have a ton of ground mobility, and or they have a playstyle that really benefits sprinting / getting away from danger. While every character can make Wages work well, these next few ones I think do it a little better, but not as good as the 3 previously mentioned. Commando kind of works well because his playstyle involves a lot of moving around the map to stay out of harm's way, but using any of his abilities other than his roll or slide ends your sprint upon using them, so you have to kind of find the balance between sprint healing and attacking. Loader also kind of works with Wages, but not really for mobility reasons, as they're going to be flying around the map and Spider-Manning everywhere. They're not really sprinting as much, she's not really running around, she's more in the air mobility. The reason I feel that she can make this work is her passive, Scrap Barrier. It gives a temporary barrier, the same kind of barrier Aegis does, just simply by hitting enemies with your primary. So by gaining a barrier from sprinting and from attacking, you're going to be having a barrier up for most of the run. Mercenary is the final character I think can work well. Their primary allows you to sprint and slice at the same time, so that obviously syncs well with Wages. However, Mercenary's playstyle doesn't really usually involve you running around on the ground, holding M1 the whole time, so that's kind of where this combo falls off for them a little bit for me. The rest of the cast I think can make great use of Wages, even though their kit might not synergize perfectly with the sprint healing. The one character I think that really can't take advantage of this is Engineer. His stationary turrets can't move, and the mobile ones can't sprint, so they can't really use Wages that well. You can Bungus an Aegis, though, on the stationary turrets. That could work pretty well. Before we end the video, I do want to mention one more item, the Rose Buckler. The Rose Buckler is a green item that gives you 30 armor, plus 30 per stack, while sprinting. Armor is a stat that works in the background and determines how much damage you take. The more armor you have, the less damage you take. Obviously healing, gaining barrier, and having buffed armor while simply sprinting works very, very well. To conclude, Wages is what I feel is the best way to get that feeling of invincibility. It is a fantastic, simple to get item combo that works very well with anyone you choose to play. Thanks so much for watching. I got all my data from the Risk of Rain 2 wiki, which I'll link below the like button. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe and come check us out over on Twitch. I've been working on 100%ing Risk of Rain 2, so if that's something that interests you, or you just want to join a really awesome community, definitely come visit us over at twitch.tv/darkzechron9898. Until next time, thank you, and take care. Peace out, everybody.